With great power comes great responsibility. We all know this line. When Peter Parker was bitten by a radioactive spider, granting him the powers that he would use as the amazing Spider-Man, Peter neglected his responsibilities, resulting in a great tragedy. From that point on, he vowed to never use his powers irresponsibly. But what if a twist of fate showed Peter a different way to look at responsibility? What if he saw another method to protect his loved ones? What if? Everyone knows the story of how Peter became Spidey. But this Peter was different. One night after earning money from a TV appearance as the Amazing Spider-Man, he spots a man running away after robbing someone. But that's not his problem. Later that night he learns that his Uncle Ben was shot and murdered by a thief. And Peter's world began collapsing around him. Instead of comforting his aunt, he rushed to the last known place the killer was spotted, and he found him hiding. This was the first time his spider sense kicked in. He recognizes the man from earlier. He let him escape before, but not this time. Peter pulled the trigger, shooting the man, killing him. But a reporter was nearby, and he's about to die, but Peter saves him. And in the process the camera went off, capturing Peter holding the literal smoking gun. The next day, J. Jonah Jameson had an actual reason to vilify him now. But he didn't care once he saved innocent people. He didn't care how he was perceived. He even began capturing his deeds, selling them to Jonah to make a living, no matter how bad they were. But the villains got bigger and better. He had to step up his game. Eventually, with the Green Goblin, bullets just bounced off him due to his armour. Peter noticed once a spot is hit, it leaves it exposed to another precise shot. He went back to the drawing board, designing small caliber chain guns in his wrist shooters. His first chance to test it out was his biggest challenge yet. All of his enemies have joined forces to take him down. The Sinister Six. First, his EMP rounds quickly dispatched Electro. Craven caught a few explosive rounds to the chest. Mysterio was a hard fought victory, but in the end, he got his face smashed in. Incendiary rounds turned Sandman to glass, and Vulture got his wings ripped right from under him. And his armor-piercing rounds tore the brilliant Dr. Octopus to shreds. He could never tell his family about who he is. But after a while, crime slowed down. Everyone was afraid of the Punisher. He let his guard down. He went to college. He met a girl named Gwen, who he fell in love with instantly. He made friends too, Harry and his girlfriend MJ. But with his absence from the crime-fighting world, it didn't take long for his old villains to come back out of the woodwork, including the Goblin. But this time Peter was slow. He was off his game. The Goblin drugged him, eventually revealing his identity as Norman Osborn, and he eventually figured out Peter was the Punisher. But Norman got overconfident and released Peter for a fair fight. But Peter wasn't going to hold back this time, injuring Norman so bad that he forgot what he was doing. He got amnesia, forgetting that Peter was the Punisher. So Peter didn't finish him off and let his best friend's dad go. It worked for a while, but after a few months he began to unravel again. He began remembering everything. He remembered who Peter was. And when he was away, the Goblin came out to play. Gwen Stacy was gone. And on that iconic bridge, he met his old foe, facing a choice. Either jump to his death in the river, or his beloved takes a dip instead. Peter chose neither, and shot the Green Goblin, hoping it would break his armor. One shot didn't. 2 shots broke it, and 3 ended the Green Goblin once and for all. But now his issue was Gwen. She was hurtling towards the ground at terminal velocity. If he didn't catch her perfectly, she'd be dead. She clattered onto the floor below, but he stopped a lot of the blow. No pulse. He needs to act quick. She's alive, and she realises who just saved her. Later, Peter and Harry sees his dad's body, and Harry vows revenge on the spider. But as Peter visits Gwen in the hospital, he comes to a realization. He needs to give up this life. He can't lose her. He's happy now. So he rips up his costume and throws it away for good. And so died the Punisher. Or did it? Close by in Central Park, a man and his family are gunned down by the cartel as they're running rampant with no Punisher to stop them. The man named Castle witnesses his family's last breath and stumbles into an alley nearby, broken and riddled with bullets. The same alley a certain webhead just tossed his costume into. Well everyone, I hope you enjoyed that video. I like the little twist the story gives to Spider-Man becoming the Punisher. The morals of the two are so completely different that it gives the story like a bit more complication. But yeah, if you liked the video, like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.